It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Be a good time, gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. Shout for the Trucker John live stream, on a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. The Trucker John live stream is gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest brother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that is.
Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth. Either sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch him out, he's heading south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
All right, guys. Hey, I'm in my car today. This is going to be a weird show. I'm not going to be able to see the chat very well. And I don't even know if you guys can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. Looks like you can see me okay. I've got, this mount is all an old mount and it's just like barely hanging on. I'm at the drive-thru right now at Jack in the Box getting some breakfast. So you guys get to watch me eat again. This is very old school. This is very going back to the days when I was on my truck and you guys used to watch me eat in my truck. Now you get to watch me eat in my car. This mount is about ready to fall off. I can tell you that right now. This is not even working. This is a mount that I kind of ruined it accidentally. Let's see, is the mic on? Mic is on, okay. And so it doesn't stay very well. It doesn't stick, and it's kind of lost its ability to stay like where I position it. So this is going to be really interesting to see how this goes. Let's see here. Yeah. It's not staying. This damn thing is not working. Not working very well. Welcome to the Trucker John live stream. It's just, it's worthless. This thing is worthless. All right. Let me go get to a parking spot, and we'll go from there. I don't know. You guys can hear me, right? Can you guys hear me? 5 minutes. This reboot, please. What's that about, Nick? Reboot. What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about, man? Nick, if you want, I'll just shut the damn thing off, I guess. I don't know. Call it a day. Okay, let's see here. Okay, you guys can hear me. Okay. I'm just trying to put this thing somewhere. Let's see. Thank you guys. I can see you guys chat. It's very limited, but I see Hugger Greeters here, Carrie C, Michael McAndrews, minus Kevin's here. Let me scroll back. We got, oh boy, I'm scrolling way back. Okay, so looks like you guys have been here a while. Okay, wow, this thing just keeps scrolling forever. I was trying to get to the very beginning, and but it's just going and going and going. So good to see you guys have been in the chat. Looks like, according to this, Michael McAndrews was there. I don't know. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, I guess it was just like kind of reloading. Well, maybe it was. Okay. So we got Michael McAndrews here. Thanks for being here. We got, I don't know why it says multiple. There was multiple, and then it just went right to the bottom. So guys, I'm not gonna be able to see all the chats because it's the thing is just too weird here. Tim Farrell's here. Nick Rich, I got a reboot. Okay, I don't know. Hugger Greeters here. I think Jolie was here. Let's see, because it's just a real weird hassle of a thing here. And this stupid mount thing that I have, camera mount thing, it just will not stick anywhere. It's lost its ability to stick, it looks like. I don't know, it kind of is, but then it isn't. And then this thing isn't very good either. So I don't know what I'm gonna do here. This will stick in there. It seems like it wants to, and then it just doesn't. Well, that might work. Okay. All right, so that'll work for now. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, guys. So here's what happened. Oh shit! See, now it's moving. Oh wow. God, I hate it when things don't work. You know how I get, Jolie. You know how I get so frustrated when this shit doesn't work. like, remember the old days of the shaky cam? Now we're crooked cam. See, it just, every time I move it, then it, and I'm trying to straighten it out, and then it just gives way. It's so frustrating. This is so frustrating right now. It won't stick. It just won't stick. And then the thing lists to the left. Whatever. I guess it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. Okay, so here's what happened. I'll try to, hopefully I can talk, and the thing, I feel like it's going to fall off. You know, the camera is going to fall or something. But anyhow, I was trying to do some stuff this morning. I'm actually trying to pay my goddamn electric bill over the phone or through the app. I usually just pay through the app. It's due. My electric bill is due, and I want to make sure I didn't get like shut off or something. And so I was messing with that, and then, but I don't know. And then it kept saying we're having technical difficulties. After spending like a half an hour trying to get through to that thing, and then it just hung up. I don't know. So I don't know what's going on with that. And then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose in the apartment. I mean, literally, there's someone using a jackhammer. I mean, it's a maintenance or a plumbing or something in one of the units around me. It's so loud and it's so reverberating. I'm not even sure where it's at. I thought maybe it was upstairs, and I thought it was the unit next to me, I think, which is where I think it is. But it was so loud. There's no way I could do a show from there. There's just no way. So then I was thinking about, well, just canceling the show for today. And then I thought, well, okay, I'll just do like my old, we'll go old school. We'll go old school. Dang it. And I'll just do it from the car. And now you can see all these things. So I grabbed this old mount here. And now you know why it's old, because it doesn't work very well. It's very frustrating. I mean, it's precariously situated right now where I feel like one wrong move and the whole thing is going to end up on the floor here. So anyhow, I guess that's the deal. I mean, it's just ridiculous that whatever they're doing, and they don't. Oh, see, God damn it. God damn it. See, the mount just took a shit. I was holding my orange juice. Now I spilled orange juice all over the car. Good morning, guys. This is ridiculous. Are you guys still there? I didn't lose you, did you? And that's another thing. I guess I could just put this over here. Everything is falling apart. See, this is the thing I have, and it's old. It's like, this is what happened. This got ruined. This, you see that? Because I stuck it in a plastic bag one time, and now I can't get the plastic bag off of this stuff. So now it's lost about most of its stickiness. Nothing's working. This is not keeping the shape that I want for it. And then it just falls. It's just stupid. But these guys, these plumbers, they started, it was about 8:30 or something. And fortunately I was already awake because I was on the phone trying to pay my electric bill. But I was just thinking, what if I had been sleeping? I would have been really, really super pissed. If they had woken me up out of a sound sleep or something, like no warning, nothing sent, no email or mail say, hey, we're gonna work on this. Just ridiculous, as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, it was so loud. It was so loud that, you know, I was trying, and I couldn't even do that phone call either. I like closed my door, the room to my bedroom, to try to, you know, make it so it wasn't so loud, but it was still loud, and it was, maybe that had a lot to do with that phone call not going through, because maybe I didn't enter the right number. You know how, so anyhow, I'm having a morning, guys. I'm having a morning here. Nothing's working. Nothing is working. Everything is failing. Everything is falling apart. It's falling apart. My world is falling apart. And I'm sorry, I'm not really seeing the chat. Oh my God, but I see Michael McAndrews. Oh my gosh, Michael. Yes, I know. I need to get a new deal here. Oh, thank you, Michael. You guys are awesome, all you guys. You know, they say the what is it? The definition of insanity is when you do the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I think I'm being insane right now, because I'm still trying to get this this mount to clamp. It just isn't gonna work. It just is not gonna work. Like I said, I need to get a new one. But yeah, I thought maybe if I went, I don't know. And I think the weight of the big phone, and it kind of, when I stick it in here, then it kind of like weighs it down or something, and it just doesn't want to hold it. All right, guys, can you guys see me? You still hear me? All right, so it is 9:29. It's 9:29 here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's already 97 degrees out here. I'm gonna try to scoot this seat up closer. I don't know what I'm doing the wrong way. And maybe I can see the chat better. I don't know, because it's really hard to see the chat. Oh boy, everything is, now I feel like I'm all cramped in this car, being all close like this. So the way that I have the camera mounted now, it looks pretty sturdy. It might fall again, I don't know. And then I can't, right? It's like I can't really see the chat. I mean, I can see it. I gotta tell you, I've been eating at this Jack in the Box here. There's a Jack in the Box behind me. And I've been getting the breakfasts. Not every day, but I'm gonna have to scoot this back because it's just too cramped up like that. And the food, like the actual sandwich, like today I got a burrito, breakfast burrito, but the actual, like the main part of the food is usually pretty good, you know, like the sandwich or whatever. But I gotta tell you, the hash browns have been really sucky. I don't know what's going on with their hash brown machine, but they're really dry and stale, kind of. They're not making their hash browns right. They're kind of gross, but I still eat them anyhow. Let's see. I missed that show, MJ Daniel. What show are you talking about? Oh, wow. Now the chat just went down like a million places. I guess Someone says he's getting scared. I think you're talking about Trump, maybe. Are they good frozen? See, it's like, maybe it's because my hand is in the way. Oh, Mr. Spock. Oh, Mr. Spock, live long and prosper. Even out here in Tesla. So I gotta keep my hand down because I can't see. There's Fancy. Says hi to Mr. Spock, and there's Bonnie Thompson. And there's Nick Rich. I guess he rebooted or something. So anyhow, I'm gonna have breakfast. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is gross. I know this is gonna be gross. Watching someone eat is not really, you know, the greatest thing. I've just had a morning. I've been having a morning. You know, it's like one thing after the other, after the other, after the other, kind of going wrong. So maybe I just need to unwind a little bit. And then when I was trying to start the show, just like a few minutes ago, it kept saying an unknown error has occurred. Unknown error has occurred. So it wouldn't start. And so then I went ahead. Now I already turned off the feed to Facebook. I did that like a couple weeks ago because I kept doing that, and so I just apparently it was, and because then it went through. Like the next time I pushed the button to start the show, and it went through. So we were multicasting to YouTube and Twitch. Then today I tried 3 or 4 times to start the show, and it kept saying unknown error has occurred. So then after the 3rd or 4th time, I went ahead and shut it off to Twitch, and then I started again, and then it went through. So for some reason, I don't know why there's these errors going to these other platforms or whatever, but there was. So that was another issue, trying to just start the damn show. And here, I can turn the camera around so you don't have to watch me eat. You can get a view of looking at. Let's see. No, that's not very good. This camera. So here we are. It's kind of like just a live cam of University Center. What is this, drive or whatever it is? Street, University Center Street. And to the right there at that intersection, that's Flamingo Avenue, or Flamingo. I guess it's Avenue. I don't know. Flamingo. We're looking towards the east, and those cars over there on Flamingo are heading westbound towards the Strip. So we're about, I think, just under 2 miles from the Strip from here. 1.5 miles, maybe, I don't know. Probably a couple miles, I guess. I don't know if you can see the sign across the street, but at the Speedy Mart, it looks like that's probably regular unleaded for $3.99, diesel $4.99. So gas prices went up a little bit, because I remember seeing, or maybe it's just station, because all the stations are a little bit different, but I remember seeing an Arco, but right on the Strip, across the street from $3.49 a gallon. Someone got down to that or not. Probably did. So prices are kind of bouncing around a little bit. But, you know, guys, thanks for putting up with all this stuff. I can't really see the chat very good, and I'm in my car. It's just way too noisy to try to even attempt doing the show at my apartment. If there's anyone here who wasn't listening to, it wasn't here when I was explaining what happened, they're running some sort of fucking jackhammer, man, in one of the units next to me. And it is so loud. I mean, there's no way I could have done a show. I'm not sure if this is any better. And now I'm getting hot sauce on my shirt. I'm gonna have stains and spots all over my shirt. And that's not good. Just in case there's, you know, some sort of spill. So I can use that. I'm going to wipe my shirt off with this wipe here. But coming at you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, from the corner or intersection of University Center and Flamingo. Have you guys been counting the, I don't know, the homeless people? Quite a few have walked by. You might not know they're homeless, though. They might not all be homeless. I shouldn't just say that, but there are quite a few homeless around here. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And I don't have my iPad with me, so usually I read the chat off of the iPad. You know, and I use the phone basically just for the camera part of it, the camera aspect, and then I kind of just watch the show from the iPad. I guess I could have brought the iPad with me. I wasn't really thinking, I guess, when I left the iPad. I brought some water with me and my coffee, and that's the stupid window mount thing. It barely works. But did you guys see that guy over there on that like unicycle thing? I've been seeing a lot of those lately. They have a lot of these like kind of like bicycle clubs where they sort of take the street over with their bicycles. This guy here, that unibike cycle guy, I don't know if you guys can see. I'm not sure what you can see on your thing there. But the other night I saw a group of those guys, probably like 5 or 6 of them, on the strip. You know, on the street. You know, driving those unicycles down the street. You know, all together in like in a group. And that's the kind of stuff they do here. Now those bicycle ones, you guys, I think you guys have probably heard me talk about them before, maybe. Sometimes I'll get these groups of these bicycles. There'll be like 200 of them. There's like hundreds. And man, and they'll ride all over the place. And on the strip and other streets. this lady's having an issue. Did you see her just walk by? She's crying and stomping her feet. And then just like some dude that she walked away from, and he's all like upset. You'll see some drama here in University Center Street. But yeah, these bikes, they're really kind of militant about the way they take over the street. Uh-oh. We might see some sort of fight. You see that lady? Now this guy, they're like at each other's faces, screaming, shouting. I don't know what the deal is. This is none of my business. Right behind this Jack in the Box, also. Now it looks like maybe the cops sort of chased them out, but there was still a few people there. But they had gotten this little, and they had been camped out there. Where this group kept getting bigger and bigger. At first it was just a few people, and then the next time I came by, it was like 10 or 12 people, and they had a bunch of like clothes hanging up from the trees, and they had, you know how little, you know, like homeless people, they kind of make little shelters or whatever. And they were just openly smoking. Like, now I'm not a big drug user, so I don't know if it was just pot or what, but you guys tell me. It was some sort of I just saw like a big tube. This one guy was like kind of like hitting this tube that was, I forget what if I saw what it was connected to. I don't know if it was some kind of pipe or something that they had made, and I think he was just smoking whatever it was that they were smoking, you know, kind of out of this like a big tube type of thing. It was almost like a beer bong, but it wasn't a beer. It was, obviously I think he was like inhaling something, like, you know, kind of like you hit a bong or something. But it was like, something they fashioned with like a white kind of tube that was connected to some kind of container or something. So I don't know, whatever they're smoking. I don't know if they're smoking crack. I don't know what it was, but they're obviously in this little enclave, this little that they had made where they were living, right here behind the Jack in the Box, and in broad daylight, just out there doing all the drugs they want. And then I had one come up to me while I'm in the line to order, to panhandle. I told him to fuck off. And then, you know, then in my mirror or whatever, I could see them, you know, coming up to other people in the line. Finally, after they were there probably a couple weeks. Now today I see that whole thing's been cleaned out, all that shit, because they just bring all their shit there, and it looked like all the people were gone. But then I did see like 3 people that looked like homeless people. Now these are homeless people. I'm calling them homeless people, and I know we have a homeless issue, but I gotta say, these ones here that I'm talking about, they're drug addicts. And so my thought was, like, we definitely need to improve on like drug rehab centers or something like that, man. And it makes me wonder, is related to drug abuse. Because I think a lot of the homeless here, or at least from my observation, it seems like they're homeless because they're just wanting to do drugs all the time. And so they just live out here on the streets, and whatever money they can get, they buy drugs with it. And so they'll put up with the 110-degree heat during the day because the drugs are more important. That's what drug addiction does, right? It makes everything everything takes a back seat to the drugs, whatever that drug is that they're addicted to. And so I don't know. We need to do something. I know a lot of people would say, no, fuck them, it's their own fault. And probably, you know, maybe it is when people start drugs or get on drugs. But I guess it'd be kind of nice in a civilized society to have some system in place where people could get cleaned up and get their lives back in order. And I know we do have programs, but apparently not good enough because we have a lot of homeless people here. And I know it's not just drug addicts. I know there's you know, but I don't know, just from what I've seen a lot of what look like, you know, sort of drug addicts that are on like really hard drugs. Not just talking about, you know, weed or anything. We're talking about, I don't know, fentanyl or whatever. Because I do see a lot of people walking around, like the homeless people that are like doing crazy things, like they're hallucinating about, like, because I've seen them where it looks like they're fighting somebody and there's nobody there, like they're in actual like a fist fight or something, or a yelling match and there's no one else there. So I mean, it might not be just drugs. It might just be there are, you know, mentally ill people that have serious mental health issues, and they need to be in facilities instead of just being out on the street. And Hal Sparks sort of touched on that yesterday at his show, right? About how, you know, Reagan, during the Reagan administration, they got rid of a lot of these, he was calling them asylums. Just any type of mental health institutes and facilities. We don't have very many. So a lot of these folks we see walking on the streets, whether they're drug addicted or just have, you know, mental health issues that are not associated with drugs. If we had a better health system, then we could get these people into the care that they need, instead of just having them lay out on the streets here in 100-degree heat all night long. Because last night it was hot all night. I mean, it got down into the 90s. It might have got upper 80s, I'm not sure, but still, it was very hot. And I think living on the streets, if you're living out on the street for any period of time, you might start off being completely sane, but I think living in the streets could make you crazy. You know? So we need to have, I think, better systems in place. We need to have better shelters, homeless shelters, cooling centers, more places where people can go, and not only just to beat, you know, the elements and maybe get some water and maybe some soup or something, like a soup kitchen, but also have resources there where people can get, you know, checked into mental health if they need it, or even just regular medical health. There's a guy here pushing his bag. They're always pushing bags around. But you know, that have places where people could sort of you know, resource these physical elements here. This person, okay, this person needs to, we can send this person to the job, but in terms of setting up centers like that. But they don't want to do it. It seems like. I'm not gonna finish that hash brown. It's pretty gross. All right. Are you guys ready to look at my beautiful face? Let's see if I can get this thing to turn around. So I can't see what's going on here. Am I back? Hey guys, I can't see the chat. I mean, I can see the chat, but I can't read it. It's really hard to read the print there. So I apologize. I had a little bit of a stain there. I was able to use a Clorox wipe. See if I can drink my orange juice now without spilling it. I've been yapping away. I haven't been able to see what you guys say, what you guys think. Apologize for today's show. I know it's not very good. It's not the usual stellar, you know, performance. It's not the usual, you know, riveting, compelling show that the Trucker John has come to be known for. Just hard hitting, you know, analysis. It's one of those things, one of those days, you know, and I figured the show must go on. The show must go on. And if I drive back to my apartment, there's something. If I park too close to the building there, I lose I lose my cell signal, and I'm too far away to get my Wi-Fi signal from my apartment, and for some reason the cell signal doesn't seem to work. So I'm afraid if I go back to the apartment, the show might get knocked off. So I guess I'll just sit here at Jack in the Box for a while. But it is really hard. I guess I could if I take the phone off of that mount, I could probably read the chat. So if you guys, because I feel like, you know, part of the show that I enjoy, and maybe I think you guys enjoy, is when I read your guys' chats and we kind of have a conversation. Right now, I haven't really been having a conversation with you guys. But I'm gonna finish this orange juice, and then I think I'll hold the camera up close to my face so I can see you guys' chats. But I want to thank everyone who's here. It looks like we've got a few people in the chat room there chatting at what I would normally call the driver's lounge, but I think today we're just at Jack in the Box. That's all. We're at the Jack in the Box, having an orange juice and a breakfast burrito. Well, I did bring my own coffee, and I haven't even had any coffee yet. I made it, but I haven't even drank from it yet. So, because I'm kind of a one thing at a time kind of guy. I got the orange juice going, and I don't want to start into the coffee until I finish my orange juice. And hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I've got the AC on. You see how loud it is? It gets kind of loud. Look there. It got even louder. But if I put it up to 69, it isn't quite as loud. Because I was trying to go dirty on that, and I'm just gonna give it up. I'll leave all the dirty talk to Liberal Dan. He's pretty good at that, but so I'm just not even gonna go any further with that. All right, the orange juice is now done. All right, let me go ahead. I'm going to take this off of here. Hopefully it doesn't destroy everything. Oh, see that now if I'm going to read the chat. So I apologize. I'm just going to keep apologizing. So Nick Rich says, I like this background over the blazing orange of the home studio. I don't know why people don't like orange. I think orange is an awesome color, and I'm going to stick with it. I love orange. So I'm sorry, Nick, if you don't like it, but I do. Fancy says he has construction going on. Oh, so you guys were talking about why am I in the car today, I guess. And I'm at Jack in the Box. Yeah, thanks for updating everyone, because, yeah, I haven't been able to see the chat. So thanks, Fancy. Yeah, there was, like, literally, it was a jackhammer, and they were jackhammering something in one of the units. I think it was probably a plumbing problem. I know they've had some plumbing problems there before. I thought they fixed it, because they weren't this noisy before, but a few weeks ago they were doing some work. They shut the water off. Remember, they were looking for a leak. They shut the water off in the whole building, and for a while, and couldn't use water. And then they were done. I guess it was that one day thing, and I thought it was all done. And now they're back again. It looks like because I saw it looked like a plumbing truck, or a truck that a plumber would use. But it was from the Westland Apartments, which is where I'm staying. That's their company. But it was like a utility truck or maintenance truck or whatever. And they were making it. I mean, it was so loud I couldn't even hear the phone. I was on the phone. Like I said, I was trying to pay my electric bill, and I couldn't even hear anymore what was going on. So it was just ridiculous. It was ridiculous. But we got. Let me just try to see the chat here. It's really hard for me. There we go. From the UK. That was more Australian, wasn't it? I get my. There are some Aussies, though, that they sound like they're from England. Just saying. Carrie C, I'm on Team Orange, too. Thank you, Carrie C. We got Mad Max here. Cheers, mate. To Paul Mannion. So, yeah, guys, thanks for being here. We're just hanging out in my car. Bonnie Agiata's here. I guess that's laughing immensely. Gene E's here. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. I know this is not the regular thing, and Nick Rich is happy because he doesn't like my orange background. So Nick Rich says orange, but when it blinds you, then it's for construction sites. I don't know why. I don't know how the orange background blinds you. I don't get that. Andrew Petrie is. I don't know what those emojis mean. As you can, Jolie will attest to this, I don't really read emoji very well. We got William. Hey, William, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping into the chat. And this sort of a different little version of the show. Mr. Spock says, orange reminds people of Trump. Oh, Johnny Million unknowingly has orange baseball shirts. Reminds me of Trump. Well, you know what? I'm taking orange back. All right? Trump can't have it anymore. I'm taking it back. Midas, Kevin says, color orange, good orange, man bad. Nick says, got to reboot again. So I guess Nick is having problems. I think I'm okay. I think it's just Nick. So sorry to hear that, Nick, that you're having a reboot, because I don't think it's on my end. I think we're going through okay. Looks like. Nancy says, I like... Did I say Nancy? Sorry, Fancy. I called you Nancy, I think. A fancy Nancy. Now, Fancy says, I like pink. Pink's nice.
Bonnie Thompson says, yeah, take orange back. Yeah, damn it, I'm taking it back. Andrew Petrie says, right on, John, you the man. Thank you, Andrew. And I do have a little bit of orange here. See there? Keeping the orange theme going. Tamara Price says, your orange background it moved on me. Reminds me of San Francisco Giants. I like it. Yeah, and I usually have black in there too, so it's like orange and black. And that's the one thing is I'm not a Giants fan because I'm a Dodgers fan. But I do like orange and black. And I think it's because I went to school, high school, and our colors were orange and black, and it just sort of stuck. And I really liked our colors. So. But I don't like the Giants. Nick says, works again, must be my connection. I'm sad to hear that, Nick. Hopefully you can get that worked out. Midas Kevin says, fancy Nancy. And then look at this, all this repost. I know that's probably not your fault, Midas Kevin. There's something going on. There's an issue, maybe there's all kinds of issues. But yeah, I just got multiple posts from Midas Kevin where it says fancy Nancy. It posted like 10 times or something. That's probably on my end, or maybe that's a YouTube issue. Tamara Price says that's okay. Roxanne says you're doing fine, trucking around. Thank you, Roxanne. Thanks for being here. Yeah, the chat. I don't know. It's just kind of weird how it's just. Michael McAndrew says it's okay. The stream's okay. Mad Max, Oregon State is orange and black too. Yeah, I used to have an Oregon State hat, baseball cap. I might have finally got rid of it, and I only bought it because of the orange and black. I'm not an Oregon State fan either. Let's see here. William says my Phillies are the hottest team in baseball right now. They've been hot all year. They've been really hot. Paul Mannion says, I got stuck in traffic today. Half the road was dug up. Temporarily, traffic lights, but nobody working. Same the world over. It's like a metaphor for the world, I guess. I don't know. Mad Max says traffic works sucks the world over. Oh, I just read that. That was Mad Mac. I don't know. I thought it was Paul Mannion. See, my chat's jumping. It's like jumping around here. Fancy says it's working time here. And Midas Kevin says, hugs cute Fancy. How long have I been on? I'm trying to see. Almost an hour, I think. I'm not sure how long I can do a show in the car. Because it's so hard to see the chat. And it's just one of those things. And I can't even do, like, it might be interesting to do like a, I used to do driving live streams where I would, drive around. But this mount thing is just gonna fall if I start driving around. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's not even. It's just sitting there. And I really haven't bought a new one because I've been doing just the shows from inside the apartment mainly, or when I walk around I use the gimbal. I haven't really done any. Like driving video. I used to do kind of quite a few driving videos. Sorry about that close up of me and my pie hole, I guess. Is that what we call it? Pie hole. Mr. Spock says 420 Nick Rich. Bonnie Thompson says road trip. I'm hungry. Let's go get some hamburgers, I guess. I would do a little road trip video here, but like I say, this thing is not holding up. It's just gonna fall. Like as soon as I took a corner, it would just fall. And I don't want to hold the camera and drive at the same time. It's just not safe. It just isn't safe. It wouldn't be kosher for me to do that. It would not be kosher. for me to hold the camera while I drive, and you know what I mean. I think that's sort of more Australian what I'm doing right now than it is English. But I should probably stop doing it because it's not coming out right. Let's see. Michael McAndrew says nope, and then maybe. Fancy says pink sounds good, and Michael McAndrew says okay, yes. I don't know what you're talking about. Nick Rich, can John read my comments? I can, but Nick, I've tried to explain. I'm on an iPhone. The chat goes by, it jumps around. It jumps down. If I scroll back up, then it jumps back down. I can only see at any given time about 3 of these chats, and then I have to, scroll. It's very difficult to see the chat. I can see you, Nick. Michael McAndrews, they call sausage snags in Australia. Snags, huh? I had some snags in that burrito I just ate, apparently. But yeah, the chat, it's pretty difficult to read for a variety of reasons. But I can see you. It's just the chat goes away really quick. Like right now, I'm seeing Paul Mannion. Says, hi, TJ. I hope there was no vodka in that orange juice. No, I don't drink vodka in orange juice. I'm having a couple of pints. I don't drink vodka in my car, guys, okay? The landlady just gave me a free pint of Carling. I'm in shock. Sounds like my kind of landlady. Andrew Beecher says, I guess I'm Bonnie now. I don't know, are you? Fancy says, sure, Bonnie. So I guess I missed it. So now, in order for me to see what Bonnie was talking about, I have to scroll back up. Oh, it says, anyone up for story time? Yeah, sure. I guess so. And then Paul says, please don't, TJ. I guess talking about drinking vodka in my car, I guess. Yeah, I would never do that. Misha says, go for it, Bonnie. Bonnie says, yes, Bonnie. And then Fancy says, see you. I see you too. I do see you. I sees y'all. But I was just looking to see what guy's got, like a cool motorcycle, like a little enduro going through here. Now, I guess I have something I could talk about. Now, this is anecdotal, but okay. Michael, I have not seen the Alien Super Show. I guess as soon as I go off of this show, I forget all about it. But I'll try to remember. That's a YouTube show, right? I'll have to remember to try to look for that. Then it says, Bonnie, you can be a Bonnie too. And then for some reason, it's multiple posts over and over again. So I don't know what's going on with if that's YouTube or if that's me or what. Andrew says, I, Bonnie, Lass. And then Roxanne says, hey, there's Steven Sayers. Hello, Steven, by the way. Jolie, hey, babe. Hot today in Casey, Missouri. But let me tell this story. So the other day, I was, I had a passenger, and he was a black guy. I'm just mentioning that just for the demographics, I guess, of it. I'm not trying to sound like a racist or anything, but I had a black guy, a nice kid. I say kid because he was probably, I don't know, late 20s or something. and seemed like a nice kid and everything, and he's talking, and he's one of those people that has these philosophies, thinks that, about life. He's trying to tell me all these philosophies about life or whatever, and I'm just, when people do that, I'm just sort of driving. I'm like, I don't want to be controversial or whatever. I just want to get the ride done and get him out of my car or whatever. Nothing again. I mean, he was good. He was a nice person. But then somehow, when we were almost to where I was dropping him off, it got on the subject of Trump. Somehow, I forget how we got there, but he started saying Trump's gonna win and all this stuff. And I was like, wait a minute, what? And like I said, I don't like to get too into politics when I'm driving people, but it was a long ride. The fact I had 2 stops, because the first stop was a dispensary. He went to a dispensary, got some weed or whatever, and then from there we were going to his apartment, I guess. And then but he was like, he somehow, I forget how we got there, but he's like, oh yeah, it looks like Trump's gonna win. He's got this in the bag or something like that. And I was like, wait a minute. You think Trump's gonna win? And he's like, don't you? And I was like, no. I go, I think he's gonna get his ass kicked. And he's like, really? He goes, you beat him by 8 million votes last time. I don't think I think he's gonna probably beat him by at least 10 or more this time. And he's like, really? And then he's like, well, and he goes, well, what has Biden done? What has Biden done so great for him to win, or something like that? And so then I started going down the whole list. Like, well, I just went with the economy. I go, well, our economy we have the best economy in the world, and we are seeing things that we haven't seen in decades, in terms of wages and unemployment's low, and our, wages are going up, and GDP is up. I mean, he's done a great job turning around this economy that Trump crashed. And he was like, oh yeah, and he didn't say like I didn't know that. But he was like, oh yeah, that's right, he did do that. Like, I don't know, he was kind of agreeing with me. He's like, yeah, he did do a lot of that, a lot of good things. I go, yeah, look at all the jobs he's bringing in. I mean, I go, under Trump we were losing jobs. We were losing millions and millions of jobs, and under Biden he's brought in more jobs than anybody ever. And he's like, yeah, that's really good. And then I think we were almost to his destination, and I dropped him off. Then we kind of changed the subject. He started going into some weird philosophy things again, like trying to tell me about, then because I was dropping off at a condo that he bought, actually. And he came from New York, and he just started talking about that, and about how, he came out here and he just, he's just working. He was like a good kid. He's like, and I'm not, I'm not just partying and stuff. I'm just working hard, and I just have a few friends, and we just kind of hang out and stuff like that. So that's where the conversation went. But I was kind of astounded, though. Now, you remember when I went to the Trump rally, that my Uber driver, who was a black woman, and I just bring this up for demographics. I'm not trying to sound racist or whatever, but I was really surprised that she was very enthusiastic for Trump and say, "Woo, Trump's gonna win, and we got to get him in there," and all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, "Wow, really?" And then I had this other kid, a black kid, he was all like, "Yeah, Trump's gonna win for sure. He's got it made. He's got it." And I was just like, "Wow, what is going on here?" Now I know this is anecdotal, but you do see things on social media about how Trump is getting the black vote, and I can say that I've had at least 2 in the last couple of weeks, black folks that seem to be all on board with Trump, so that's kind of weird, I think, and kind of scary, and kind of really is it perplexing? Is that the word? It really takes me by surprise, I think, that to see this support of Trump, and I don't get it. I don't really get it. Now, maybe with this last one, the last guy that I spoke with, I might have planted a seed as far as, am I blocking the camera? Where is the camera? I think my hand is kind of, see, that's the thing. If I don't have this thing in the mount, then my hand gets tired. But anyhow, maybe I planted a seed about that, you know, because I remember a few months ago, I had another black lady. She was someone who worked at Caesar's Palace. I think she was one of the, you know, with the maid service or whatever at Caesar's Palace. And this is when Biden had been in town for a speech that he did, and they had taken like one of the top suites. It was the presidential suite at Caesar's Palace. And she was saying how she had a hard time getting out because of all the Secret Service and all the stuff they were doing. Yeah, and I was taking her home, and so we kind of got on the conversation about Biden. And I remember saying, "Well, I'm going to vote for Biden," and she's like, "Yeah, I'm going to vote for Biden too." But I almost felt like I had sort of given her the kind of reinforcement she needed or something, like maybe she wasn't sure about voting for Biden, and then I was like, I'm going to vote for Biden. I think he's doing a really good job, and she's like, yeah, I'm going to vote for Joe too, or something like that. So at least that black lady said she's voting for Joe, but I'm not sure if she was really on board with that at first until we were talking about it. But I don't know. I guess for us, you know, we kind of follow this stuff a little bit more. And really, the average person just does not follow politics at all. And all they get is those little snippets here and there that they might see on Fox News, and even if they don't really regularly watch Fox News, people see little headlines, they see little things pop up, and that might be the extent of their following politics, is just a headline here and there. And so they base everything on that, and that's kind of scary. So I guess we need to get better headlines out. I don't know. So that's my other story, I guess. Andrew Petrie says, "Ciao, mate." So someone's leaving. Oh, Mish is leaving, I guess. Mish, good. I'm glad you were here for the time you were able to be here. Thanks for checking in for this unusual show, I guess, we're doing today. Here we got one of those trucks. Let's see if this will come in time. It's very slow. Oh, there's one of those guys with the big flag in his truck. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go. Michael Manners says, "Good show, John. What were you saying?" Miles Kevin says, I was surprised that what happened on my birthday in Dude's chat. Oh, I didn't know what happened in Dude's chat. Nick Rich, I can't read my cell phone screen if I'm wearing sunglasses. Terry Taylor, hi TJ and Chatters. Hello Terry Taylor, thanks for stopping by as I'm doing a show from the car. Oh, here's a fire engines and fire trucks. There's a fire truck trying to get out of the gas station. I don't know why they went in there in the first place. There's two of them in there. Now they're going out on a call. They were out. They pulled into the 76 station. There he goes. The other one is still at the station here. You see him behind those trees. But anyhow, thanks for being here, guys. Who likes Trump? I don't know who likes Trump, but Andrew Petrie says somebody likes Trump. Fancy says what happened. Oh, they needed gas. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Paul Mannion says can't find my way. What is this? Can't find my way home. Eric Clapton and Steve Winwood. I think they were called Blind Faith. Nick Rich says firefighters are the only public employees I like seeing doing nothing but shine their equipment. And Andrew Petrie says, why do I feel like a stalker? I don't know. Why do you feel like a stalker? Mad Max says, you're not worried about your car battery going flat? No. Why would my car battery go flat? It's not a tire. Let's see. Bonnie says, yeah, the Eric Clapton turned out to be a disappointment for his views. Oh, there goes that. Oh, the other fire truck. He went out the other way, but that was him honking. Andrew Petrie, John, the guy with the flag on big truck that passed by. That was stalking. Bonnie Egliata says, what about sharks? Yeah, what about sharks? What about sharks? And would you rather be eaten by a shark or electrocuted by a big battery? Minus Kevin says, see, then it scrolls. Here, the same thing that happened to you happened, TJ. This guy goes, I am all for Trump, MAGA, then, oh, god dang it, this thing. I can't, it moved. Then Tommy told him everything, and the guy goes, you just got yourself a new Biden voter. Oh, that's cool. Now, my only really criticism about the Dude Show is that Tommy, he either needs to turn up his volume or he needs to put the mic closer to his mouth. Because he sits back in his chair and you can barely hear him. And then I got to turn the volume way up. But then when, I guess it's Jaden, and then that lady, when they talk, it comes blaring through the speakers. And then a lot of times the person he's debating, that comes blaring through the speakers. And it's all because I have to turn the volume up so loud just to hear Tommy. And when Tommy, and every now and then Tommy will kind of scoot up in his chair and or lean forward and he'll talk, and then he comes through really loud. So the problem is, and maybe someone should tell him this, is that his mic is too far from his mouth. He needs to either move his mic up or he needs to scoot his chair in closer to the mic. Because it fucks everything up, because I have to turn it up so loud because I can barely hear him. And then when somebody else talks, it comes blaring through. That's really my only criticism of the show. Let's see. Someone's got to go. I'm trying to see who. Oh, William's got to go. I'm going out for a hoagie. Well, there you go. Enjoy your hoagie. Thanks for stopping in. I hope everyone gives me likes, subscribers, and shares and all that good stuff. Yeah, make sure you hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Andrew says, Snoop Dogg sends warm wishes to Trump. I couldn't believe he said that. That's weird. Terry Taylor, indeed, Roxanne. Nick Rich says, volume can be a balancing act. Shit, now my car, see what it does is it shuts off after a while. I just had to push the brake and it came back on. But it instantly got hot in here. When the AC shut off, just now it just shut off for a couple seconds. Instant heat. Man, Tommy, can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear him. So, let's see. Snoop Dogg. Mr. Spuck says, Snoop Dogg looking to be VP. Bonnie Egliata says, Tommy, can you hear me? We got some Tommy fans in the chat here. I just watched Tommy because it was on YouTube. I think it was a YouTube. You know, they have like free movies. I think it might have been on YouTube or somewhere. Maybe it was some other. I have so many different streaming platforms. I get confused. But I watched Tommy a few weeks ago because I hadn't watched it probably since like the 70s or something. But I remember I really liked it then because I liked the music. And I watched it again, and I still love the music. And I just fell in love with Ann-Margret all over again. I mean, God, talk about hot babes. And she was still, I mean, she's still beautiful, even as an 80-year-old or whatever she is. But she was still like in her like, you know, what do you call it? I don't know, just still really sexy in Tommy. She was hot. So anyhow, Pinball Wizard awesome, says Nick Rich. But the thing is that what proved difficult about Tommy, the movie, the musical or whatever, is those are you know, those are Who songs, and they're great songs. It's great on an album. But to try to make that make sense in a movie, it just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me. Like, and I guess we'll do spoilers. There's gonna be a lot of spoilers here if you haven't seen it. But like, Tommy's father supposedly was killed in the war, and this would be like World War II. But then he really wasn't killed. I mean, how do they make that mistake? I just seem flimsy. And then also, like, so he had been reported dead, the father, and then you know, Ann-Margret's character, she went through a long period. It looked like of kind of mourning, and you know, it wasn't like she just went and got some guy right off the bat. It looked like there was a passage of time. It was a few years because Tommy, they'd shown Tommy grow up a little bit to be like 5 years old or something or whatever. He was a little bit older, so you knew there'd been a passage of a few years, right? I guess. And then she ends up hooking up with this other dude, and then so they're like in bed together, and then Tommy's father walks in. I'm like, what the fuck? And then they kill him. Like, why did they fucking kill him? I mean, I don't get it. Like, it's like you're home. Why would you kill him? And then she goes along with it, like, to cover it up. It was just stupid. It got stupid. But you know, and this, I guess, is about trauma of Tommy witnessing all that, and then he's being told over and over again, don't say anything. So that's why he became like deaf, dumb, and blind and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It was just hard to piece that together to make it into a logical movie, I think. As I was watching it, I can't really remember now. I'm not really explaining it right, but there just seemed like there were some major plot holes as I was watching the movie. Yeah, in her prime. Yeah, she was awesome. Michael says, I'm a little slow sometimes. Okay. Many times. I missed a lot of the conversation threads here, guys, so I apologize. As I was talking, I wasn't really reading, so now I've missed what you guys were talking about. And then see the chat just keeps moving, and I'm trying to read something and then it'll jump. So it's very frustrating trying to read the chat on this iPhone because it'll jump down and then and I can't ever get caught up. So sorry about that. Like right now I'm at Mad Mac. I've skipped a whole bunch of you guys, And it says, Mad Mac, I went to the premiere of Tommy back in the 70s. Now it's skipped. Now it moved again, and I can't read it again. I mean, I can scroll back, but then it's just going to keep jumping. And I'm getting really frustrated with this mechanism here. Okay, so here's back to Mad Max. It says, I went to premiere in the 70s. Roger Daltrey was there. I worked in a record store that got me in. I loved the beans scene with Anne Margaret. Oh yeah, the beans scene. Yes, that was almost like a, wet T-shirt contest. Oh, and I guess I had a real issue with the Uncle Ernie thing. I don't know. It was just weird. I can't remember now. I almost feel like I have to watch it again so I can get all the plot holes and all the things that didn't make sense when I was watching it just a few weeks ago. But now I kind of forgot. And I hate this chat the way not you guys, but I hate the way it works here on the phone, the way it just jumps. And I start reading something and it just jumps, So guys, I'm sorry. I guess we got 3 girls, three bikes here. Michael says Dumpy Stump is losing it. Robin M says, yeah, I'm stressed by it too, Terry. See, I'm out of the threads, guys. And I'm not going to, I just can't, I'm not going to keep trying to jump back and forth because it's just too frustrating with this chat, the way it just, I read something and then it just jumps down. But Keith Politz here, spread the alarm about Project 2025. Yeah, I know. I've been watching. Did you guys see the John Oliver deal from his show? I was watching it as they posted it on, I guess, X, probably others too. And I watched his report or that clip. Pretty long clip. I think it's like a 10-minute clip or something. And yeah, that is pretty frightening about this Project 2025. Just another reason for us to make sure we vote, and we vote for Biden. We vote blue. Because, for many, many years, I guess my whole life, I've always heard, going back to, was it Brezhnev or one of the Ruskies? It might go out, guys. I'm just giving you guys fair warning. I don't know if we're going to losing the connection. I'm just looking at this guy. He kind of ran out into the street and then ran down. I don't know, weird. But yeah, Project 2025 is a destroying of America, destroying of democracy here in America from within. So just another reason for us to make sure we all vote blue, no matter who. I don't give a fuck. You think it's being a sheep or a follower or a non-thinker? No, it's just vitally important that we don't elect Republicans, and we need to get Democratic majorities in our, in our Senate, in our House. Of course, we need the White House, and of course in our state assemblies, our state legislatures. We need to get Democratic majorities because I think in the majority, or the majority of the time, Democrats are better. And I know we used to have a guy that would come in here and would talk about the Illinois Democrats are horrible. Okay, I don't know much about Illinois politics, but as bad as the Democrats are in Illinois, I bet they're still better than Republicans. That's all I gotta say about that. Michael McAndrews says, I chose VGA over CGA. Don't know what that means. Nick Rich says, my service today sucks, but John's having problems too. Well, yeah, that just happened. That's the first message on this whole broadcast that I've seen about the connections, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Fancy says, have a great day. Nick Rich says, vote in Rovember. Absolutely. It's going to be a big Rovember this year. Mr. Spock says, never had democracy. George Carlin, you only have the illusion of democracy. So I guess it must. I guess if Carlin said it, then that must be. I guess that's it. It's over. If Carlin said it, then I guess we're fucked. Because Carlin said it, man. There's no disputing that, right? You do know that people, just as many Republicans quote Carlin as Democrats. You know that everything he said could go both ways, can be used both ways. You know, you can turn and twist anything to just about anything to how you want it. Here, I'm going to set this here. I think I'm going to find a different parking spot because I'm starting to lose my shade. Because the sun, for some reason, it's moving. I could go back to the apartment, but I don't know if they're done yet over there. So, and I don't know how long they're going to be making that god-awful noise over there. So I'm just going to find a shadier spot. Those homeless people over here, they have a really good shady spot, but I don't want to park in their little area. Hopefully this camera won't fall off. I just have it sort of on my other, this is the other holder down here. This is the one I use when I do my ride share. I just ran over something. Yeah, here's a great shady spot, but this is where the homeless people hang out, and there's no homeless people there now, or is there? Oh, there's a shopping cart, and there's two homeless people with a bunch of shit. I mean, like, they just gather shit. All their little shit. So here's a good little, but here's a good shady spot over here. Parked between a Dodge Challenger, really nice. It's got the 340 something badge on it. It's sort of like a gunmetal or almost like a battleship gray, but kind of with a sheen to it. Very nice, very nice. And then over here, all right. So here we can turn this shot around a little bit. Here's the different view. Now we're looking at, that's Flamingo Avenue right in front there. I guess it's Avenue. I don't even know. I am getting a really sore throat right now for some reason. That's not good. But, so here I am in the car right next to me. Here's that Dodge Challenger. I love Dodge Challengers. You know, I love Teslas and EVs, but I still love like muscle cars and stuff. It's got to be like a scratch back there. You guys see the scratch on that rear kind of part of the roof there, where it slopes down? Those are some deep scratches, man. Here, let's go in for a better. See those scratches? Oh wow. Whoops. It's just weird. The camera is sort of, the image, whatever it's on this app, there's a bit of a delay. So when I try to point it at something, that's why it's weird. But you know, he's got some deep scratches in that. That's unfortunate. Because other than that, it's a very pretty car. I'm not reading all the chats. I can't see everything. I mean, like I've been explaining to you. Maybe I don't explain it well enough, but on the iPhone, the chat is very limited. And when I try to scroll, then it jumps back, and it's just. Mad Max, is it a Hellcat? I don't think it's a Hellcat, but it had like a 340 badge or something on it, or something like that. But I don't think it's a Hellcat. Not to 60 in 2.5 seconds. Wow, it's fast. Andrew says not that kind of buffering. Okay. Nick Rich says, did you guys see John's video of the Cybertruck? Oh yeah, I did upload a Cybertruck video. Nick made comments on it. Let's see. Mr. Spock, rain day here. It sucks. The goo. Bonnie Agliata says, Hunter Greeter TK, hello again. I apologize for not seeing the chat. Apparently, Teresa left and came back, so welcome back. Michael McAndrews says, someone scratched a car next to mine one time at a bar. They thought I did it. They smashed my car with a steel chair. I drove it home with no windshield. Oh man, Michael, that sucks. That sucks. And it's awful that they did that. That, you know, they. So, oh, and then I just see. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but it duplicated your entry there. Nick says hello again, Teresa, with a bunch of like sparkly hearts. Yeah, Mike says it sucked. Yeah, I agree. And Mr. Spock says that sucks the goo. Okay. A bit graphic, but okay. Michael McAndrews says they were not good. That I agree, they were not good for doing that. Terry Taylor says, "Oh my God, Michael, that's horrible." Michael McAndrews, I almost forgave them. Almost, not quite there on the forgiveness, but almost. Mad Max says 82 degrees in Seattle today. Hey, how do you get the little circle to make degrees? Someone told me that, how to do it, and then now I forgot. Something on the keyboard where you can get that little circle for the degree symbol, and I forgot how to do it. So if someone could repeat it for me, I would love that. Roxanne says that truck was kind of ugly. What truck? Oh, the Cybertruck? You know, I kind of like them, especially when they have a wrap. I don't like the stainless steel, but when they have a black wrap on them, I think they look kind of sharp. Michael McAndrews says it was almost 38 years ago, and you almost forgave them, but not quite there yet. Not quite. Maybe another 38 years. And you might forgive them. I don't know. I want to drive a Cybertruck, just for the hell of it. They do have one I see at this rental place. I've been wanting to go over there and ask them how much to rent it. And you could probably rent it by the hour or something. I wouldn't have to get it for like a whole day. But even then, it might be expensive. But I need to go in and find out. Mad Max says Alt 0176 to get the degree symbol. Oh, but that's on your keyboard. Like, what about like would that work on an iPhone keyboard or whatever? Uh-oh, now I don't know what happened to Michael. It's got, oh, is that the symbol? Okay, what about on a iPhone keyboard? How would it work? Oh, like copyright symbol. Where's the copyright symbol? On an iPhone keyboard. Because I see the @ symbol. I don't see a copyright symbol. On my keyboard, I type Alt 0196. See, on just the regular, you know, like, just imagine if you guys are on a phone and you're trying to do a chat. I don't have alt and all that stuff. But someone showed me how to do it, I think, on my iPhone one time. And I don't remember how they did it. So I don't know. Hold down the zero. They work all the same. On my keyboard, type Alt 0196 0169. Andrew says, I'm mostly Scottish. I've never heard of McAndrews before. Michael says it's 74 where he's at. Mr. Spock says, right on, Mad Mac. Last bike I rode was a track bike. I bought 3 years ago, 97 feet. GSR 600. Took it for a test run and my wrist hurt so much. Had to turn around. That sucks the goo. What's with sucking the goo all of a sudden? I don't get that. Michael McAndrews, I'm Irish, Scottish. Riley is my grandma's name. Riley? Hey, the Rileys are here. Let's see here. Oops. Pushed the wrong button. Did I mention I'm also in the car? You guys didn't know that, did you? Yep, I'm also in this hot motherfucking car. Actually, Trucker John has the AC going, and we're under a nice shady tree, so it's not too bad. So I guess I'm okay. I hope you guys are okay. I'm doing okay. There was a god awful noise over there at John's apartment. When we went over, me and Tough Cookie and everybody, we all went over to do the show, you know, as per usual. And then this god-awful jackhammer, oh my goodness, it was awful. We had to leave. We had to get out of that place. It was like, felt like the walls were coming down. And it was just too much. So Trucker John was nice enough. He took me and Tough Cookie over to Jack in the Box, and we all had some Jack in the Box breakfasts and some coffee and all that stuff. And so we're just sitting here in the shade. We got it made in the shade. And I just hope you guys are all doing good, you know. Oh, just stop your whining, purple beard guy. There was a little noise, big deal. I was going to stay. But you guys were like, let's get out of here. And I was like, what the hell? You guys crybabies, a little jackhammer noise that never hurt nobody. Then we had to all come over here to get in his car and go to Crap in the Box. Yeah, you guys call that food? Jiminy. I've seen better food in the sewer or whatever. But anyhow, we're over here in the Tesla. It is a nice, I will admit, it is a nice shady spot he found. The second one. The first one was getting a little sunny. But, you know, I don't want my eyebrows to run. You know? So, anyhow, stop your complaining about the jackhammer. Big babies. You guys are babies. You can see it's getting kind of crowded here in the car. Kind of crowded. A lot of people could fit in this Tesla, though. Hey, there goes some more fire engines. I'm going to be too... That was a little ambulance. by the time, see, this thing is so slow to reacting. He already passed by the time I did that. Anyhow, I'm not going to even read that one, Nick Rich. Andrew Petrie, no, that's a fancy cookie. Bonnie Aguilera, yeah, a hungry cookie. Cookie gets hungry. Michael McAndrew says, we see the noises in your head, John. Roxanne says, love the cookie. Blinks. Yeah, he was getting kind of blinky there. I noticed that too. Why were you getting so blinky over there? Oh, now he won't talk to me. He's just giving me the stink eye with his blinky eyes. Yeah, so we're just sitting here shooting the shit. Now across the street, I'll put this on. I think I showed this during my walk when I did the walk. I did a walk video. But across the street we have the Atomic Museum. And it's part of the poor lady. She looks like she's all bent over. It's part of this DRA, which is I don't know, Desert Research Institute. Whatever it is, this whole thing is part of the Smithsonian, because it says Atomic Museum, Vegas. And then underneath that, in small print, it says a Smithsonian affiliate. So over here across the street, let me zoom in. We've got, see this it's hard to operate a camera when there's a delay. There's the DRI, and there's the Atomic Museum, Vegas. I never have gone in there. I would like to check it out sometime. It's very interesting. Because, you know, out here, not too far from here, out in the desert, oh, bless my little soul. You know, they used to do back in the, when was it, the 40s? I guess it was what led up to Hiroshima and all that shit, right? And Nagasaki. Because they were doing all that testing, that nuclear bomb testing, and out here in Nevada. So they have this Atomic Museum. I think it relates to all that. That might be an interesting place to either do a video or a live stream, maybe kind of, sort of. No. But there it is, right there across the street. Atomic Museum. Andrew Peachy says, what the fuck is an Atomic Museum? Well, I think I just sort of explained it. Bonnie says, looks suspicious. Andrew says, Americans are weird. Thank you, Andrew. Nick Rich says, I'm going to the dispensary today. Haven't decided what to get yet. I don't know, but I can tell you're happy. I can tell that your little tail is wagging. Because you're all excited. You're going to the dispensary. I'm going to the dispensary today. Woohoo! Gonna get me some good old weed. It's a good day today. Going to the dispensary. I love taking people to dispensaries because most of them, not all of them, but most of them pay kickbacks, driver kickbacks, which are nice because they pay you in cash, a little cash. Like when I took that kid the other day who thought Trump was going to win, the dispensary paid me $20 cash. So that was nice. That's the only reason I like going to dispensaries. And that's the same dispensary that had that driver appreciation day where I got that all that free pot and those edibles and stuff. So I asked the guy, hey, you guys gonna have another driver appreciation day anytime soon? And he was like, because when I went in there, to get my money, and he's like, I don't know. And I go, man, so I'm trying to like pump it up, I'm like, man, it was really fun. You guys should have another one. And he's like, yeah, we might do that. We might have another one. So maybe, just maybe, I may have planted the seed. They may have not even had any intention of ever doing another one. But maybe just because of me, they will do another one, and I might get me some more free pot. I don't mind smoking a little pot if it's free. I don't want to pay for it though. But hey, if they give me a bag of pot, I'll just smoke it. We'll do another pot donor kickback. The money is paid by the dispensary. It's not paid by the passenger. It's not your guys' fault. It's my fault for not explaining things right. It's just like they have driver kickbacks when you take people to the strip clubs, and they pay big. And that's why I need to get a system where I can start taking people to the strip clubs, because a lot of them will pay you anywhere from $50 to $100 per person that you drop off, and that's from the strip club. That's not from the rider. But they have to go in and pay the cover charge. So what they do is by the time you drop them off, and they watch you, they see you, they know who you are, but you go park, and then you go back to this little window, this little thing they have, where you go in, you go, yeah, I just dropped off 4 people, and they already know, yeah, you were the Tesla with the 4 people, or the 4 guys, or whatever. I'm like, yeah. But then, they take your ID and everything, and then they pay you out. And that's from the club. That's not from the passenger. But they do have to, in order to get paid, they have to actually go in and pay a cover charge. That's why it takes a few minutes, because they're seeing what they do. Because I've had it where some people were like, oh, I'm not paying that cover charge. Because the cover charge is pretty much whatever they're paying the drivers out in that kickback. Because a lot of times the cover charges are like $80 a person. And I've dropped people off at some of the club where they didn't want to pay the cover charge, so they didn't pay me. I didn't get a kickback. That's happened a couple times, but usually they do go in. And so same with the dispensary. Well, the dispensary, they just pay. Like, I just go in, I go, yeah, I just dropped off 1 person, or however many it was, and then they see, but they do look at your app to see if you really had a ride there, because otherwise, there are guys that just hold up signs that say like free rides to the clubs, free rides to this and that, because they're willing to give a free ride, but they might not even be Uber drivers. They're just like, people doing it on their own. And I'm not sure how they get away with it, because every time I've gone there, either to a club or to a dispensary, they always check my phone, my app, my Uber app, to see that I was on a ride that took them, that was to that club or dispensary. So I don't know how you get away with it, unless they have it in where they're like, okay, dude, to that person working the window, like, I'll pay you a big tip, or I'll split it with you. They might be doing that. That's probably how they're doing it, I guess. They're getting around that, having to show the thing on the app. Barney says for today, Nick Rich, and then it just repeated over and over again. So there's something going on with the chat. I don't know if that's YouTube. I don't know if it's the Prism app that I'm using. I don't know if it's my phone. I don't know what it is, but it will just duplicate the entries. It's kind of frustrating. Roxanne says, have a good afternoon then, Nick Rich. So I guess Nick is going to are you leaving now, Nick, to go to the dispensary? Well, have a good time. Have a good trip. And, get some good weed, man. Roxanne says, clutch my pearls, Trucker John. I don't know what that's about. Nick Rich says, thanks, guys. Well, thank you, Nick, for being here. Always good to see you. I know you hit that thumbs up because that's how you are. But just a reminder to anyone who hasn't hit a thumbs up, make sure you hit that thumbs up for me and all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, and share, because who doesn't want to watch this? A street in Las Vegas. A street that does have a name, by the way. It's Flamingo. Flamingo Street. I don't know, Flamingo Avenue, whatever it's called. It goes right up to the Strip. And right around the corner from Flamingo and Las Vegas Boulevard is the world famous Flamingo Hotel and Casino. It is the oldest casino now currently on the Strip. I guess it was finished in 1947. I think that's when they opened, in 47. And it's still there. It's gone through some changes, renovations and all that, but it's basically the foundations of it are still there, I think, from 47. So Roxanne says, stripper club, silly trucker John. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. I'm an Uber driver, and I drive people to various places all around Las Vegas. And at many of the stripper clubs and the dispensaries, not all of them, but a good number of them, they pay what's called a driver kickback. I'm not going to the stripper club to go watch strippers, and I'm not going to the dispensary to buy weed. I'm taking passengers there, and when I go there, those places that do it, they pay a driver, what they call a driver kickback, because they want to. I guess they want to encourage drivers to take people to their establishment, so they pay drivers these kickbacks, and some of them are quite lucrative, especially the strip clubs, where they'll pay. I've seen anywhere up to $100 per person. They will pay a driver, and those are quite nice when you get those. So I don't know what's silly about that. If I can drop off 4 dudes at a strip club and get paid $400 to do it, I'll fucking do that all day long. Nick says that Hal's not. Wait a minute. Hal's not on unit hump day? C is around the tubes later. I don't understand what that meant. Is he not on today? Is that what you're trying to say? Like another travel day or something? Bonnie says, sure, John. What do you guys say? You don't believe me? You guys don't believe me? I haven't gone to a strip club to watch strippers. I mean, I've probably only done that maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 times in my life. And I think that was, the last one was like over 20 years ago, I think. Now, I did go into the strip club here, like, usually for the driver payouts, for those kickbacks, they have like a separate little window or a separate little area. But there's a couple of them where you have to go into the strip club to find their little payout area. And I've done that. But I'm not going in there, you know, watching strippers. So I don't know what you guys are going on about. Roxanne, just teasing. Jeez. Well, still, I mean, I think you guys misunderstand what I'm saying. Andrew says, I pay people to go to the beer store. Good money. Michael, until Wednesday. Oh, until Wednesday. Oh, until, not you. I thought it said unit. Okay, so yeah, he's not going to be on today because of the, I guess the Whiskey A Go-Go show, right? And so he'll be on tomorrow. Okay. Andrew says, hi, my name is Candy. Michael, sheesh, Andrew. Okay, Nick. Yeah. Okay. Now I get it. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Hal's not going to be on today, even in the afternoon. Maybe I'll do an afternoon show. Maybe if that goddamn jackhammer is stopped, maybe I'll do an afternoon show. How's that sound? Because I know you guys just can't get enough of me. And I know you love giving me a hard time about going to strip clubs. So maybe if all is quiet on the Western Front or whatever at my apartment, I can do a lovely orange background, because I know Nick Rich deep down. I know Nick Rich really is missing the big orange black background or blackground. So maybe I'll do that if you guys want. Michael McAndrews, when they finish the tunnel, John. Bonnie says it's afternoon in New York. Laughing. Yeah, it is, because you guys are 3 hours ahead. It's 11:11 here. It's 11:11, 1111 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And what kind of temperatures have we got going here? It is... This can't be right. It says 97. It was 97 3 hours ago. No, it's 104. Just finally updated. I don't know why it took so long. It's 104. I think we're supposed to get to like 110 today. So, ouch. Ooh, gee. If you, let me guys know if you want me to come back on at 3 p.m. Pacific time. If Hal's not on, I guess he's not going to be on. I'll fill that spot. I'll fill that void. And we'll get that big orange black background going, because I know you love it. But let me know if you guys are interested. Let me give me a little feedback on that. Oh, the tunnels. I don't know. I know they've been working on them all year long. I guess it was last year they finally got approval to expand the tunnels, the Tesla tunnels. But as far as I know, none of them opened yet. Other than what they had, the loop that went from the convention center to Resorts World. That's all they've had. But they've been doing other tunnels, but so far none have opened yet. And I haven't heard any time table on that. Andrew says we have to give someone a hard time. Yeah, okay. You're easy picking. All right, Andrew. Yeah, I guess so. Fine. Just give me a hard time. Give me a hard time. I can take it. Wow, it just duplicates. Jeannie says yes. I guess is that about doing a show? Andrew Petrie, 11:11. Up there, yeah. We're in the same time zone. Rock says, sweetie, I don't care if you drive to the strip clubs or even go to them. You do you, boo. Hey, I don't mind going in and looking at pretty girls, but I just think it's just too goddamn expensive. Because they want you to... The reason they pay drivers $80, $90, $100 per person, is because they know they're going to get... If they get people in the door, those dudes are dropping hundreds and hundreds of dollars, some of them thousands of dollars, you know. Some of these big rollers, they'll go in there, make it rain, you know. And they'll get bottle service, and they'll get, you know, they'll tip the girls, and they'll do lap dances and all that kind of shit. And they'll drop some of those guys, I'm sure, thousands of dollars. I don't know if you guys remember the story, but I picked up a guy who was a local. He wasn't he wasn't here, you know, on vacation. He's just a local, and he was literally sitting in the back seat. I mean, when I say literally, I'm saying literally in the true sense of the word. Literally, he was literally crying. He was crying. I heard him crying, and then I'm like, "Are you okay?" And then he goes, "I'm never going back again." He was like, "Why do I do it? Why do I do this?" Because he went and dropped a lot of money getting lap dances from these girls, or one girl that he liked or something. And he's like, and he goes, they make it sound like they love you, and I fall for it every time. And this guy was like in his 40s. He wasn't like some kid. And he goes, I should know better. I know I should know better, but I fall for it every time. And he was literally sobbing. And I felt sorry for the guy. It makes me laugh, but I don't know how much money he spent, but whatever it was a lot, or at least a lot for him. And it wasn't the first time, because he's like saying how he never learns his lesson. And it was funny, but I felt bad for the guy. You know what I mean? But hopefully he did learn his lesson. I don't know. Roxanne says an afternoon show would be nice. Okay, well, I just don't want to overstay my welcome or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't want to, if I'm doing too much, if you guys are sick of me or whatever. But hey, if you guys don't mind, I'll do another one. Michael says, dang hot cars at 110. Michael says, the tunnel under your apartment, John. Oh, I thought you were talking about the Tesla tunnels. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. They're doing some sort of plumbing, I think. Because I saw a truck. It looked like, well, whatever it was. Yeah, I don't know what it was. But hopefully they're done. Hopefully they're done digging that tunnel. Yeah. Bonnie says, good plan. Afternoon show, evening show. You're a good sport. Thank you, Bonnie. Roxanne says, an afternoon show. Okay, I think I read that one already. Bonnie says, them ladies love your, is that a wallet? I'm assuming that's a wallet. Or money. Oh, I guess that's money. It's like, I'm so stupid. Yeah, they love your money. They don't love you. Yeah, they love your money. And they will make you feel like they love you. Dummy. Yeah, that poor guy. I felt sorry for him, but it was funny. Andrew says, I was young and got a lap dance, and I spilled my draft in her purse. Is that what they're calling it? No. I thought I was going to be killed. She kissed me after. Huh. Kiss me deadly. Isn't that Lita Ford? That is so sad. Yeah, it was sad, but it was sad and funny at the same time. They took him for a ride. Hey, there's Jolie. She bought a new purse with your money. Yeah, and then some. But hey, Jolie, good to see you. Hey, so we are at the little over 2 hour mark. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day, at least, or call it a show. And then if the tunnel digging is done, as Michael would say, then maybe I'll do an afternoon show at 3 p.m. Pacific time. It's not that far away. Less than 4 hours, I guess. So we'll do another one. All right. I guess you guys are okay with that, because I'm pretty sure I remember Hal saying that he wasn't going to have a show today because he's doing, his sound checks. They're doing the shows at the Whiskey in Hollywood. And I've got nothing else going on today, so I'll fill in. I'll fill that time slot, if you know what I mean. All right, guys. Jeannie says bye. And Andrew says, at Jolie, if looks could kill. All right, guys. So I'll see you then at 3 p.m. Pacific time. It's been fun. It's been real, but it hasn't been fun real. I don't know. I kind of botched that, didn't I? All right, guys. Again, thanks for being here. You guys are the best. Putting up with my shit. Putting up with my piece of shit equipment. Look at this. But Michael, thank you so much, by the way, for the contribution and all that stuff. Whether I get a new window mount or not, but it's all going to a fund for making the show better, getting better equipment, and growing this show. So another way you can do that: like, subscribe, share, hit the share button, get the show shared out. Let's just share it out. and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys probably just in a few hours. I'm pretty sure if for some reason Hal's on, then I won't go on. But if Hal's not going on, then I'll be on. 3 p.m. Pacific time. Be there or be square.
Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Talk about Baghdad, I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I try to kill. I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win. Right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be on too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should've stuck to truck driving. Who am I trying to kid? At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. Doing this live stream, baby, it's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here in the Trucker John. John Last Street. Yeah, the trucker John Last Street. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no